All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Richard Taylor, and I'm here with some breaking news concerning Goldsboro High School Principal Mr. Ryan Nelson. Now, it was disclosed to me that approximately sometimes last week, Mr. Nelson was escorted from the premises of Goldsboro High School, and according to the source, he was escorted out of the building by Superintendent Mr. Mark Wichert and some other individuals. To my understanding, it was not a police escort out, but from the details that I've gotten, that Mr. Nelson will be forced to resign from Goldsboro High School. Now, I don't have all of the details. If any of your children or if any of you staff or teachers are at the school today, you may be able to confirm that Mr. Nelson is not there and will no longer be the principal of Goldsboro High School. Now, Mr. Nelson was appointed the principal of Goldsboro High School in 2019. Now, many of you may remember the then principal, Mr. Christopher Horn, was removed for telling all of the Caucasian teachers at that time to do a reading of a book concerning white privilege in the midst of all of the, I guess, social and racial unrest of that time. Mr. Horn was removed, and in his place, Mr. Ryan Nelson was placed in his stead. Now, Mr. Nelson has over 2 decades of experience. He was the assistant principal at Southern Wayne High School, Eastern Wayne High School, and North Drive Elementary. Now, once again, I don't have all the details. I'm sure the details will eventually surface concerning what actions led to Mr. Nelson's prompt removal from the high school. Now, I don't have any personal experience with Mr. Nelson. However, I have talked to a few former staff. Actually, one close friend of mine detailed his interaction with Mr. Nelson, and he didn't have a favorable opinion of him. Actually, I think his program was removed by Mr. Nelson under not so favorable conditions or circumstances. However, this removal from Mr. Ryan Nelson by newly named Mr. Superintendent Witchard is sort of a example of what is wrong with the Goldsboro Wayne County public school system. Now, once again, I don't know all the details from his removal, but it seems like there's a lot of shuffling, three-card Monte, if you will, of principals going on in this county. And that brings the question, how are children supposed to learn and get familiar and get acquainted with a certain system if the system is constantly being uprooted? I remember in my high school days, in my junior high school days, we had one principal at Goldsboro High School, and that was the much respected Mr. Gerald Whitley. And he served before my time there, and actually after my time there. So there was a certain standard, a certain familiarity with the administration that currently is not being upheld. Now, once again, even the superintendent, Dr. Witchard, he was just recently appointed I think last year, and the then superintendent was also reappointed or appointed for just a short period of time. Now, I also talked to several principals in the Wayne County public school system. And if you recall, at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of shuffling around, moving around of principals to this elementary or to that elementary. Principals are not given the time to establish a system that students are being able to get acquainted with in order to make sure that they get the efficient educational experiences that they all deserve. Now, once again, I don't know the details concerning this. If anyone knows the details, you feel free to call me. My number is always 919-587-7782. And if you can give me some inside details anonymously, so I can give the public some insight onto what's going on. Once again, this is probably, I think, maybe the fourth or fifth principal, if I'm not mistaken, within the past 10 years at Goldsboro High School, and we know all of the educational shortcomings that school has had, and this is definitely probably one of the reasons why students are not performing to the utmost of their capabilities. Because if you don't have a constant or consistent administration in place, then of course there's always going to be new standards, new performance ratings, new protocols that are going to be have to be getting used to, not only from the staff but also to the students as well. So I'm going to give you some more information on this as more details arise. But according to individuals close to the schools, Mr. Ryan Nelson was escorted out by Dr. Witchard and some other individuals. Once again, we don't know the full details, but this is something that we probably want to keep watch on within the upcoming weeks. Definitely, there's a current election about the members, concerning the members of the school board, which I myself am running for District 3 in the Wayne County School Board, which hopes to with hopes to figure out why there is a constant shuffling of principals from one school to another, disallowing them the ability to set forth standards of education in their respective schools. Now, once again, I don't have any personal experiences with Mr. Nelson. However, as I mentioned before, a few of the people I've talked to concerning his administration did not have, a lot of favorable statements to make about them. But once again, I just want to bring you this breaking news. I hope everybody is having a wonderful new year. If anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any insight in the matter, please feel free to call me. Once again, 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.